Could you spend $1 trillion?
You just got $1 trillion. Not a million, not a billion, a trillion. But there's a catch. You need to spend all of it in the next 24 hours, or you lose everything. This should be easy.
Everything?
First, you need a new car. Go to your local exotic dealership and buy yourself a Lambo, and a Ferrari, and a McLaren. You know what? Just buy up the entire dealership. Now, you
Hold the fuck up. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Slow down. I'm not finna go to the dealership and buy every. Are you going to the dealership and buying every car? I don't know. That's kind of stupid to me. I would do that, but at the same time, it's like you gotta think. You got $1 trillion, like you got $1 trillion. You know what I mean? Some cars already cost like $1 million. You gotta think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? Some cars cost more than $1 million, $5 million. So imagine you buying up a lot full of car. Imagine you buying 25 cars that cost $5 million a piece. Bro, that's all. That's damn near, bro. Half of the money. Yeah, yes. Yeah. You supposed to get through a million, billion, and trillion. But nigga, what? I'm not finna go buy no whole lot full of no cars, bro. And then where you gonna put the cars? You gonna have to buy like a whole, damn near a whole field for the cars just to be in. And you gonna have to get like a whole garage built just for the cars. I'm not finna do all that, bro.
have the $12 million garage of your dreams. But there's one small
$12
problem.
million
In order to
garage?
spend $1 trillion in 24 hours, you would need to buy out that entire dealership every single second.
You see
You
what
need
I'm
to
saying?
think bigger. Let's hire 100 people to track down the 100 most expensive yachts and buy them for us. And let's throw in $1 million bonus for each mercenary. That'll be around a $40 billion check, but let's also buy the biggest cruise ship of all time for $2 billion and fill it up to maximum capacity, paying for everyone's tickets and tossing in a Rolex too. Let's make use of this ship's
Hold the fuck up. Wait a minute. Wait. What?
maximum capacity, paying for everyone's tickets and tossing in a Rolex too. Let's make
You pay for everyone's ticket? Hold on, wait.
fill it up to maximum capacity, paying for everyone's tickets and tossing in a
So you pay for everyone's ticket on the yacht, on one yacht, and that's $2,000, and then you gave them a Rolex. Oh no, I'm tripping. It's $2,000 each. I'm tripping. I'm only spending 30 mil on a 50 mil. I'm gonna be my own hood. Hey, that'd be low key kind of hard. I mean, honestly, you could just really just buy your own little state. You could. I'm pretty sure you can buy a state with a trip. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but you could buy at least some half of a state. I'm gonna buy at least half of that bitch. At least half. I just want like a piece of it. I ain't even got to get the whole state. Just give me half of this bitch. You'll buy Ohio or Cali? Oh, yeah, I'm for sure buying Cali for sure, 100%. I'm buying Cali. Either Cali, New York, or Florida getting bought. One of the two. one of the three. I'm tripping. I don't know which one, but they're getting bought. Or Miami. Miami would be cool. Well, I just said Florida, so I'm obviously Florida. So yeah. But I'm talking about like Florida, period. Like, period. I need the whole, hell, all three of them. I don't think, I mean, shit, $1 trillion, it might, shit. I'm not really sure how much $1 trillion, I don't know. Could you buy like a state with $1 trillion? Let's ask ChatGPT. Could you buy a state with $1 trillion?
With $1 trillion, you could certainly buy a lot of things. However, no state in the US is for sale in the traditional sense. States are parts of a country and can't be purchased like a piece of property. But if we look at it hypothetically, $1 trillion could allow you to have a significant impact on a state's economy, infrastructure, and more. It's an interesting thought experiment.
So You basically can't buy. Okay, can you buy a country? Can you buy a country with $1 trillion?
Buying a country with $1 trillion isn't possible. Countries are sovereign entities with their own governments, laws, and citizens. While $1 trillion is an enormous amount of money, it doesn't grant ownership over a country.
All
Countries
right,
are
bro.
governed by
Okay. You can't do anything with
A
$1 trillion.
Rolex too. Let's make use of this ship's basketball court by buying up every single NBA team and having them battle it out. Then let's get
Now, buying the whole block is very much possible. That's what I'm saying. You could definitely buy like a city. You can definitely buy a city. You can definitely buy a city. 100%. You can buy a city. But a country, a state, nah, I don't think that's happening. Buying a whole block and rent them out, and you buy 5 gas stations. Buy more than 5 gas stations. Hell, get 10 gas stations. You be straight. You'll make your money back right there.
basketball court.
Wait, hold up.
The paying for everyone's tickets and tossing in a Rolex too. Let's make use of this ship's basketball court by buying up every single NBA team and having them battle it out. Then let's get Snoop Dogg, Katy
Buying up every single NBA team and have them battle it out on a cruise ship. How crazy would that be? How cool, bro? How crazy would that, like, just to see that? Like, oh my gosh.
Perry, Justin Bieber, and Beyonce to perform for us before sending them off to the International Space Station on a SpaceX rocket that costs $55 million per passenger. Now that you're hanging with rich people, you need a status symbol. You could buy the world's most expensive art piece for $500 million, but why would you do that when you could just buy the entire Metropolitan Museum of Art for $100 billion, and then we could go over to
Damn.
Transaction failed. There's no way we're already out of money. Yeah, we still have $800 billion. The Metropolitan Museum is an educational institution whose assets are held for the public benefit and are not owned by... You know what? Forget about the Met.
Just like the damn state.
The entirety of New York City is worth around 1.3 trillion. There are currently 33,210 vacant units available, so let's hire 33,000.
Fuck it, just buy New York. Tell them we'll get the 0.3 from somebody else. Tell them we good for it. We gave them $1 trillion. Tell them we good for it. We'll buy New York.
And people to snatch those up for us. And of course, throw in a 100K commission. But here's something you need to think about. The most expensive real estate purchase in US history was this $240 million concrete brick. That might sound like a lot of money, but you spending $240 million is like an average person spending $60. I think instead of buying houses, you should build a mega project. The sky is truly your limit. You can build your project wherever you want. If there's people in the way, buy them out with your pocket change. Or maybe try the Saudi Arabia method and relocate them into a graveyard. Actually, I think the Middle East is exactly where we need to go. So let's buy one Gulfstream G650 for each day of the year and fly.
Damn, hold up, wait a minute, what?
Where we need to go. So let's buy one Gulfstream G650 for each day of the year.
You can do that? Damn. Bro, each day, that means you riding a private jet every single day. Bro, how the fuck? How the fuck, bro? I got it, bro.
Year and fly
Them
across
goals,
the world.
bro. Imagine being a trillionaire.
Welcome to the Arabian Peninsula.
Bro, you can't even name a trillionaire. You don't even know these niggas' name. Like, bro, you don't see none of these. You know, that's probably why. Because you'll never see these niggas on a private jet every single day. Half of them probably don't even live in the country. Think about it. You can live in each country, city. I'm tripping. You can live in each city or country for a month. You could probably live in longer than that. You probably live in longer than that. You could probably live in each city in each country for at least 2 days or 3 days and then like keep it moving. You could probably do it probably 4 days and get away with it. I'm gonna buy each crackhead a gun. Chill. Whoa.
Peninsula,
Why would you do
where
that?
people will build literally anything. The world's biggest picture frame, the world's largest clock, the massivest cube, the tallest structure, biggest picture frame.
That's real? Okay, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait. Is this place real? Is this real? This shit look like it came fresh out of a movie. Is this real? This shit look like some Iron Man shit. And is this real? You don't know? I'm gonna definitely look it up after this video. But this is crazy. If this is real, this is crazy. I think this is real.
The world's largest clock, the massivest.
The world's largest clock?
Biggest picture frame, the world's
I mean,
largest clock, the massivest cube, the tall.
Big picture frame, be real niggas build from Minecraft. You saying that they can just go
ever,
dig some brick
man-made
up
sinking
and just build
islands
it?
shaped after the world map from.
No, look, this is one thing I will say. Now this is when you can't build out of no damn brick. They built their own island. You know what I'm saying? Like they built that. How the fuck do you build your own island? Like they built their little own private island and they made it into this shape.
Memory. These are cool. Let's build an even bigger artificial island.
Like look at that shit. They made it like this. I forgot where this was at. I forgot where this was at. But they make their own little islands and shit
For
out there
20
in,
billion.
Australia and all that and shit.
Of course, we can't forget about labor cost, so for that, let's budget in $10. Then let's buy every single one of those mega projects I just showed
Bro, each of these
you for a total
over
donation of
$1
$101,292,000,000 and $10 to our Middle Eastern boys.
Basically didn't spend shit.
But while you're here, take a look at the Burj Khalifa, the current tallest building in the world. If you were to stack $1 bills to the very top, the tower would be worth $7.58 million. You still need to spend 87,000 times that. A stack so high it would go past the International Space Station. If you ever want to spend this money, you need to stop thinking in real estate and start thinking in 51st state. Do you see where I'm going with this? Buy a country. In 2010.
Didn't I just say buy a country? You gonna need hella saying no cap. But nigga, didn't we not just say a country? You can't buy a country.
And the country of Liechtenstein put itself on Airbnb at 70 grand a night.
Oh, so the country has to put their self on an Airbnb? The country itself has to put itself on an Airbnb. The country could put itself on an Airbnb so somebody can rent out the country. What the fuck?
This is literally nothing. You can't be looking at countries hoeing themselves out for pennies.
Ew,
you need
the
ultimate prize. Somewhere cooler. Somewhere
70K
strategic.
a night.
Let's buy.
Bro, you can go out there and build a fucking empire. 70K and bro, you can go out there and build an empire. It's wild, but think about it. You can go out there and build an empire. Bro, you can basically buy the whole damn thing and literally like say fuck that bill. Like hell, I'd probably did that.
Greenland. Based on the market price of its mineral reserves, the world's biggest island has a price tag of around 200 billion. We can afford that. But there's one small thing in our way. During Trump's first term, when he proposed the conquest of Greenland, the country dismissed the idea as completely ridiculous and firmly stated that Greenland is not for sale.
Okay.
Huh. Let's buy an F-35 for $80 million. Fuck it. 2 F-35s.
Who is this dude, bro? Bro, this dude is a bro. Why are you? What are these random purchases? We ain't bought not one school. We ain't bought one building yet. Like, bro, what is going on? Why are we buying all this? Well, we already got like a private jet every single day of the year. Why are we buying these? What's the point of these?
3, 10, 100.
No, this nigga said 100. Chill. What the fuck?
2 aircraft carriers, 3 destroyer ships, 1 ballistic missile submarine, 57,000 Blackwater soldiers, 1 for every citizen of Greenland. Now we have a $50 billion makeshift military, and it looks like Greenland's for sale after all. But by this point in your trillionaire spending spree, people are starting to take notice. Your exploits might not have hit TikTok yet, but rumblings are beginning behind closed governmental doors. Luckily for you, there's not much politicians can say once you own them. Buy a politician. We got Trump here for $1.5 billion. Kamala is almost $2 billion, but you do get a free Joe Biden. Let's buy up both of those and every sitting member of the Senate and House for a grand total of $7.2 billion for the entire.
What the fuck? This nigga just bought everybody. That would be so wild. That would be so wild. Like, Jesse, man, bro, you just basically playing Monopoly, bro, with your fucking money. That'd be so wild.
Entirety of American politics. This is a great deal, but there's a catch. Money influences politics, but it doesn't always decide it. I mean, look at the presidential race. Democrats outspent Republicans and still lost because $2 billion can't buy aura. More recently, Elon dropped millions of dollars campaigning for an election in Wisconsin, only to find out that shit no longer works when everyone hates you. Even BlackRock doesn't always get what they want. $1 trillion gives you access to almost everything, but culture and public perception are things that are not for sale. Just kidding. Let's buy every single media company. The Washington Post, Time Magazine, the New York Times, Comcast, Fox. Global ad spend for an entire year is around $1 trillion. That averages to $3 billion a day. So let's run 1 week straight of propaganda and we should be good. But if you're still getting heat, there's one final method you can use. A donation a day keeps the guillotine away. It's time for philanthropy. There are a lot of causes to choose from, but you should start off with the people most in need. The US government. America is currently.
Bro, you'd have to have been did that. You should have been did that. That'd probably been the first thing I did. I probably would have donated to something. And then, you know what I'm saying? Probably would have played around my money a little bit, but nah. Like, I would have been donated to some causes.
Only $36 trillion.
Hell, they would have been rich by then.
Broker than a homeless person. That number is increasing by $2 trillion a year. Luckily, we now have you. $220 billion honestly isn't gonna do much, but it's definitely gonna help. Assuming, of course, that the US government efficiently manages a $250 billion cash injection. You might be wondering how you're gonna send the money. And the answer is pay.gov, an official website where you can make donations to the US government to reduce the public debt. So let's just enter in your $220 billion right here and... Well, turns out the maximum amount the Treasury accepts is only $1 million. You just bought the government a bag of screws from Lockheed Martin. Maybe your money will put a bigger dent into medical debt. See, unlike the government, broke people dying of cancer aren't allowed to print more money to pay off their crippling obligations.
So you can only donate $1 million. I mean, you know, that'd be kind of crazy if you could donate over $1 million. But at the same time, why that wouldn't really be like some too crazy, because it's like, why can't you donate over $1 million? If I wanted to donate my whole bank account, why can't I do that? That shouldn't be an issue with me donating any type of money. So I don't know. That to me kind of wild.
Instead, their unpaid debts get sold off to collections for pennies on the dollar. But because of this discount, charities like Undo Medical Debt can erase $100 worth of debt for every $1 donation they receive. And with that ratio, you could wipe out all the medical debt in the US for just $2.2 billion. But what about world hunger? The UN estimated it would take $40 billion each year to end world hunger by 2030. We could afford that. Next, how about we help out malnourished and starving college students? Student loan debt in the US totals $1.777 trillion, with the government loaning out $87.2 billion a year. But before we try to attack this, there's a slight problem. Once universities catch wind that trillionaire Jesus is bailing out their victims, they'll probably just jack up their prices. On top of that, paying off loans might be seen as unfair to older generations who had to pay their way through college and pick themselves up by their bootstraps. Turns out philanthropy isn't as easy as it seems.
It's not easy. Building Amazon was not easy. Philanthropy is very similar. It's really hard.
I agree with Jeff here. Let's just buy another $500 million yacht.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That's enough philanthropy for today. You still have $60 billion left, and I think I know how to spend it. It might be semi-cheating, but hear me out. 37% of Americans can't afford an unexpected purchase over $400. Being a trillionaire, your passive income earns you $400 every 0.126 seconds. The median net worth under 35 is $39,000. As a trillionaire, you could exchange your toilet paper with rolls of $39,000 bills for your entire lifetime and it wouldn't put a dent in your finances.
Why
A
would you
trillion
do that?
dollars gives you horizons incomprehensible to the normal paycheck to paycheck living
would you do
human.
that?
Even after your spending spree, you still have so much money left that it gives you too many options. You could launch space programs, clean up the ocean, fund institutions. 24 hours just isn't enough time for this much fun. So let's buy more time.
How the fuck do you
Make yourself a trust and safely store your money in it. Now, all of those humanity shifting endeavors, you can sleep on them. On the world's most expensive bed.
Dog, that's wild. This is a wild video, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not spending a $6-7 million on the world's most expensive bed, bro. You could probably buy this bed for like $2,000-$4,000, bro. Come on, let's be real. I'm not buying this bed, bro.